welcome back to Bauna's Kitchen and Living. Today's video is totally different. Today you get to learn a little bit about me. One of the top fans of my YouTube channel wanted to interview me for so long, and so finally this is her chance to ask questions to me. So let's welcome Bella Soni. So let's connect with her on Zoom. Hi Bella, how are you?
Hi, Bhavna. I'm great. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. It's sunny right now and it is soon going to be cloudy. So let's get these things done.
Okay.
So I believe you had a lot of questions for me. So are you ready for it?
Yes, I am ready for it. Are you ready for it?
Let's see.
Okay.
What your questions are? Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say that I'm so thankful to be able to ask you questions that I have always wanted to ask you on behalf of all your fans, all your YouTube family. And we are so excited that you hit 1 million subscribers. That's so great. Yay. So I'm so happy to celebrate that with you. And we are so excited. So how are you feeling about that?
What to say? All right. I am actually feeling really humbled right now. I mean, there are close to a million incredible people like you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, Bauna's Kitchen and Living, and I'm really thankful to those of you who have checked out my YouTube channel, subscribed to my YouTube channel. So I am feeling really blessed right now.
That's beautiful. So, did you always know that you're gonna hit 1 million, or did it happen over the time, or you knew from the beginning?
Honestly speaking, I never paid attention to the numbers, whether it was my earnings, analytics, or whatever it was, because it was my passion actually to just, cook. More than cooking, it's actually my passion is like shooting videos and taking pictures and all that, right? So yeah, cooking is of course when I'm in the mood. Yes, I love to cook, but then the videography and photography was one of them that kept me going. I just wanted to share all my creations with everyone out there, and so yeah, that I never paid attention to the numbers. But just lately, when I'm now about to hit million, it feels like I want to reach this milestone. And honestly, I didn't even celebrate many of the numbers that I got, whether it was 1,000 or whether it was 100,000. Yes, I did a little bit of a celebration by doing just a video of appreciating all my followers when I hit 100,000. But other than that, I really didn't do anything big, because when I received 100,000, I also got the play button, right? So I wanted to share that with my
that's
friends.
so cool.
Yeah, so that's why I did the video. And so with million, of course, I want to celebrate, and I have already started that on my YouTube channel. So yeah, but yes, I would say numbers are just something that if you start focusing on numbers, I think you will lose yourself somewhere down the road. And I didn't want to, do that. I actually wanted to follow my passion instead of like paying attention to the numbers all the time. So yeah.
Wow. There is so much wisdom in that. I love that when you say that, because when you focus on numbers, you, like you said, you can get lost.
Yep.
That's so wonderful. Yeah. So, what is the best heart-touching moment in your YouTube journey?
That's a great question, actually. I think it's still about to happen. 1 million subscriber, after that 10 million subscribers. Just kidding. So actually I feel blessed and very happy when any of my viewers come and share their experience, saying, oh, I tried one of your recipe today and my whole family enjoyed it. That gives me tremendous happiness. And as far as like a heart-touching moment, actually there was something that happened a few years ago. I attended like a friend's son's wedding, and right in the middle of the wedding, they announced my name saying, we have Bauna's Kitchen here. There were a lot of fans actually there where I went for the wedding, Edmonton, Canada. And so right in the middle of a wedding when they announced my name, I was like lost for a moment, thinking, did really someone call for my name? And so yes, it wasn't like a dreaming or anything, but it was happening real. It was happening for real. And so that was a kind of heart-touching moment for me, because I was honored with, like, such a recognition that I have worked for years. And so yeah, that was the moment that I can't forget.
Those are beautiful moments. I'm sure you cherish them so much. So, next question is, tell us about your inspiration in your life.
Hmm. Um, there are a lot of things, Um, the one of them is, I have a beautiful people around me. Always all my followers, the huge audience. They keep me going. So there are a lot more actually, to stay motivated for me, and to get inspired each and every day. But my favorite is my father. He is one of my, like, kind of a hero, because um, he worked all his life and never expected anything in return. So that inspires me a lot.
That's so heart touching. Okay.
Yeah, it is. I was gonna cry almost.
I know that was so emotional. Even I felt it. Uh,
Yeah,
okay, what was so? Next question is, what is your motivation mantra?
that's a great question, actually. I would say I can. I always tell even my boys that never say, "Oh, I can't." For me personally, this is one of the best motivational mantra, as it is a great reminder of how I'm capable of doing everything that comes in my life. By waking up every morning and repeating this mantra, I remind myself all the success that I have had for all these years, and I am just ready to tackle my day. You know, I can is something that should be pasted everywhere around you, so that you don't forget that you can do everything.
Wow, that's epic. I love that one. Okay, so one most important kitchen tip that you want to give to everyone.
Um, I always say, all my followers, that try to use fresh ingredients. When you use fresh ingredients, it almost takes care of, like 80-90% of your whatever you are cooking. Um, and the texture, the flavor, whatever you are looking for, when you use fresh ingredients, you can expect, like, that dish to be turned out to be, like, amazing, tasty. Another tip I would say for beginners, if you are really a beginner into the kitchen, always cook in batches. And if you are trying any recipe for the first time, always cook in a small portion, very small portion, maybe just for a single serving or something. So even if that doesn't turn out good, you can, still don't regret that, oh well, I prepared this much and now I have to throw it away, right? So yeah.
Yeah, those are such great tips. I need to take these tips in my life. Okay, so what is your favorite dish to eat and what is your favorite dish to cook? If they are same, tell us one, and if they are different, tell us that too.
um, okay. I always think of khichdi. That's my favorite food, because I can just almost throw anything and everything. I can clean up my refrigerator even, because you can add as many vegetables as you want. You can add your choice of grains, lentils, beans, even whatever it could be. So yes, obviously khichdi is one of my favorite dish to cook, and also favorite food to eat. Why? Because I feel that it has everything that I need, my body needs, whether it's protein, fiber, and vitamins even, and many nutritions in that one single serving or one single dish that you can think of. So yeah, khichdi for both.
Wow, khichdi is a superfood these days, right?
Yeah,
In Veda, we call it
very
superfood.
comfy food, and like growing, even like I saw that it's always the best first family food for even toddlers. So you can even prepare plain, or you go for anything that you want to, because I'm a huge fan of khichdi. I have already shared like palak khichdi, lasuni khichdi, which is like a spinach khichdi, garlic flavored khichdi, even herbal khichdi. So, like you can just come up with so many ideas.
Yeah, my daughter loves khichdi.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I'm with you. I love it when she eats that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how in the world you learn to cook such amazing dishes? I always wonder that.
Um, Growing up, I didn't really learn anything from my mom. I just wish that I could have learned at least a few dishes. I mean, I saw her making and cooking all the time because I was her shadow, basically. Wherever she went, I wanted to be with her. Whether she went to barn, whether she went on a farm, in the kitchen, but really didn't help her doing anything. Maybe whatever she told me, oh, get that pot maybe, or get that pan maybe. That's all I did. But I saw her, I mean, closely, very closely, and I watch her all the time doing everything. So, of course, she was my first teacher. And then I actually learned a lot from my other family members, friends, online nowadays, books. So there are different resources that I learned to cook and make myself like better at cooking. But there's something about me, I don't know, it's just kind of feel weird, but I have that sense towards food. So, for instance, like if I try any of the food outside at the restaurant or when I'm traveling, I kind of have that sense for that, flavor, texture. So the very moment I put first bite in my mouth, I can sense all those elements, or whether it's a tangy. I mean, everyone does that, but then I'm just, on that very spot, I'm able to feel that, okay, this is what it is made out of, and these are the spices that goes into this dish and stuff like that. And that helps me to create my own recipe my way a lot. And so that's how I experiment in my kitchen. And so that's how I
Um,
started cooking a lot.
that's like a superpower that I want to have. To be able to find out what ingredients in the dish. Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Okay, so next one is, what is your secret of your fitness? Because you're so fit. For somebody who has such delicious foods around her and cooking that, and yeah, look at you. You look
Like my tummy is
so
growing.
fabulous. So how in the world do you do that?
That's actually a great question. But I would say that, do you know actually that sometimes eating actually more can be a secret to weighing less, I guess.
Oh, wow. I
I eat
wouldn't
a
know
lot.
that.
I am not focusing on like a stay
Hmm,
skinny diet or something like that. I am a
hmm,
big time foodie. I eat a lot, and actually nowadays, actually, I'm eating a lot more than I used to, because I don't know, for some reason, lately I started learning swimming, and that makes me hungry all the time. And
hmm,
I'm not even thinking what am I eating anymore. Like I'm eating just anything, whether it's all my
hmm.
Indian food, all the fried food, or whatever. I'm just eating it. So, but I really focus on eating a lot of vegetables, high fiber food, high protein food at the same time. So I think, and you know, exercise regularly, I would say. If you can get into the habit of exercising regularly, I think it takes care of many of your everyday or day-to-day routine problems and stuff like that. So yeah, and then you get to eat, right?
Yes, that's
I
a
don't
great
say that, okay,
point.
if you are exercising you can eat a lot, but I'm just saying that that's what it is. I'm not doing anything extra or extra.
Well, whatever you're doing, you are just fabulous, and this is gonna motivate a lot of us to do better and good exercise and
Yeah.
pay attention to what we eat. So that's amazing, wonderful. Okay, last question of this short segment is, what's next? What is next big dream?
I haven't thought about it, but for some reason, I don't know. I always think about like having my own YouTube convention with all my followers, all my YouTube family, I actually try my best to, stay in touch with my followers closely by replying their comments and, um, you know but I think it would be nice to see everyone in person. I mean, I do see many people nowadays when I travel, when I go around. They take pictures with me that I never see again on the media. So I would say, if you have taken picture with me ever in the past, please do post on Facebook, and then let me know and tag me actually, so I know. But
I
anyways,
would love to meet you and take so many pictures with you. That would be dream
yeah,
come
so
true for
yeah,
me.
that's one of my dream actually. But other than that, I don't see anything. Yeah,
That's such a beautiful and I would say like nice kind of sattvic kind of dream that you have. I love that.
yeah.
Okay. So now we want to know all the details about you,
Oh my God,
your childhood.
that is boring.
No, I'm sure it would be so interesting. We are all interested to know that. So, what is your journey? How did it all start? The YouTube journey and your childhood.
My childhood, I actually was born and raised in India. Many of you might be knowing already. I migrated to Canada in 2001 after my marriage with my partner. And then in 2006, I moved here into the US. And so how did all this start is actually, I was raising my two boys in 2009. One of my boy born in 2005, the other one in 2007. And so that was the year, actually 2008, when my husband said, oh, there's a YouTube, something like YouTube that exists where you can post videos. But I never paid attention because I was so busy with my full-time job, with my boys. And then again in 2009, because I was also watching, I started watching videos by that time when he said in 2008, right? And so I actually kind of got interested in, because I was so much into videography. And also another thing I actually thought at that moment was like, the diapers, diapers are very expensive. And I was buying diapers for two of my boys, and like, I mean, if this YouTube thing could cover, at least those expenses, maybe, I would actually keep on, continue posting videos and stuff like that. And so, but that never happened like immediately. But then I just said, okay, if I'm loving it, why not? If it is keeping me going, it is keeping me happy. So I just kept doing, and then I forgot all about even the earning money out of it, because I was enjoying so much. And then like after maybe a year or a year and a half, I guess, I don't exactly remember, but then I got email saying that your one video is eligible for monetization. And I'm like, okay. And then I cannot forget, it was like Navratan Korma.
Oh wow, I love that.
Maybe because there wasn't many recipe online, and maybe there wasn't much resources about that dish, I think, back then. And so I don't know, or maybe that could be any reason, or maybe because it was popular at that time, whatever. So yeah, and so that is how it all started. Nothing fancy, nothing like with big dream or anything. Because obviously I would say that one cannot make living out of YouTube. So yeah, that wasn't my first thing that I just thought about diapers, right? So yeah, I hope I answer all your questions.
Yes, you did, and that's a remarkable journey in itself because just being a regular mom, full-time working mom, and you just one of your videos just got viral and
Yeah.
cool. It's such a inspiring journey. So, next one is what is the biggest challenge that you faced while in your YouTube journey?
There was actually, this whole thing has been actually quite roller coaster ride actually. Because there were lots of ups and downs, and a lot of things happen, obviously many people know. But the most important thing in the beginning was like media trolls. it's like when you get all kinds of negativity around you, and that was kind of a really hard part. But over the period of time, I learned that those are, those falls actually come from, maybe when people can't see you succeeding. I would take it that way. Of course, there is a difference between the negative comments and constructive feedback. So
Right.
I learned that I have to learn to filter between constructive feedbacks and the negative comments, and that's where I actually started feeling better. But yes, that was the first thing. I felt like, okay, well, let me just close down my YouTube channel. But then I'm like, I'm not one of those. So I kept going, and I actually got so many great people in my life after that. So thank God that I didn't quit. So if
Right.
you are one of those that, facing all these things, just pay attention to what is really, giving you that constructive feedback rather than those negative comments. So yeah, and I think that was your question.
Yes. The biggest challenge.
The
Yes.
biggest challenge, yeah. And then I don't know if you remember, when I started, the computers were like slow, like anything, like a, I don't know what that called, what's that animal that go really slow, and then it would crash almost every 5 minutes. I'm like, but I think it's good in one way, because then now we kind of tend to appreciate the new technology that way, if you have gone through that thing, and we don't take everything granted that way. So which is really good. So it was all fun, like crashing every time, and then editing video, and then big cameras. One day I want to make like a museum, because actually I'm going to show you later in the video my
Right.
whole thing where I have stock everything, all my old cameras, lightings, and many other things that I bought in the past. Nowadays, very limited thing, just my iPhone, just one light, and that's all I have. It's nice, kind of nice to have that, so that you can create more without worrying. And so yeah, that was some of the challenges, but I overcame those really quickly, and so I'm thankful that there were a lot of people around me to help me with overcoming all these things. Of course, I was all alone in this YouTube journey, but then when you have good people around you, so that it makes a huge difference. You get moral support. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, that was my journey.
Yes. That's so encouraging
Journey
to
is not
see
finished
that.
yet. Let me. I'm sorry to
Okay.
interrupt you.
Please,
The
please.
journey is continue, right? And then I wish to continue. So hopefully, and there are not many challenges nowadays, but I am really enjoying it. So yeah, it's gonna continue.
Yes, yes. Such a positive message you have, like so much encouragement, filtering out the negative stuff and
Yep.
focusing on the constructive criticism. That's so awesome to
Yeah,
hear
so
you. I
constructive feedback, when you get those things, I mean, they have helped me a lot to make myself better. So
Mhm.
whether you commented negative or positive, I still, there is no difference for me. I mean, you help me in a one way or the other. So
Yeah.
I'm really thankful to those who have taken some time to write on my channel. So yeah, I really appreciate those all who have actually, written at least a one sentence on my channel.
That's so nice. You are so awesome. Let me say that. And I always wondered that,
Mhm.
12 years ago or so, how did you like learn to edit the videos and what kind of cameras and what not you might have used? So you already
Yeah,
answered
I
that.
already mentioned a little bit about it. Like, of course, it was hard. I had two cameras, like traditional cameras, Canon big cameras on both sides, one for close up and one for my whole
Right.
kitchen and stuff like that. But that was a lot of work. I mean, it took almost a month for me to just finish one video, because I have two cameras, then I have a slow computer, then the computer would crash every 5 minutes, as I mentioned earlier. So it took actually a lot of time in the beginning. And
Wow.
how did I learn? I don't know. It was like um, shooting was, like, as I mentioned earlier, that was my passion, videography, photography, and all
Mhm.
that. And even that time, we had good camera. It wasn't that like we had like a really, really like a kind of, what is it called? Antique camera. No, it wasn't like that anyway, right? So, but of course, it was very time consuming. So
Hmm.
I was using like a very basic. I remember my first editing software was like a Pinnacle. I don't know if that still
I've
exists.
heard of it.
But it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was good, and so it was a simple software. So I just learned to. I was actually mostly a self-taught when it came to like a videography, photography, or even editing video. So and it was easier for me because I was doing everything, so I know where to cut, where to add, and all that. So that way, it was actually easier for me. If somebody else is doing for you, I think that would be like so much of I would say time consuming, because then you giving your time for that things and stuff like that. But in my case, I was the whole and soul of everything, so it was easier for me that way.
Wow,
But of
that's
course, it wasn't easy, as I mentioned.
yeah. I cannot even imagine in those times. Like, can't even imagine. With iPhone, things are so much
It's so
easier.
much easier, and yeah, I sometimes I think that I want to make a museum actually in the future, maybe for my grandchildren, of it, putting all those cameras and everything. So that would be nice.
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so next one and last question, but I guess everybody is waiting for this one. What is your message to all your friends like us, who are your followers, who really admire you and who are looking up to you? What is your message for us?
Oh, I'm definitely going to love to answer this question because it's for you, my family, YouTube family. So I would like to say that you are all my inspiration. You are all my motivation. You are all what drives me to grind each and every day, because I don't want to let any of you down. In closing, I want to thank all of you again for being the best family possible.
That's such a beautiful message. Thank you so much. And I want to say once again, thank you so much for letting me celebrate this with you. And on
Thank
behalf of
you.
all your fans and supporters and subscribers and followers, and may you grow to 5 million, 10 million,
Okay.
100 million,
Thank
and
you so much.
more and more. And we are here to cheer you on, and we are here to witness that.
Oh, thank
And
you
we
so
are
much.
looking
That's
forward to
so nice of you.
all of that. And you are an inspiration to us. And when you succeed, you are making this pathway for us. We can see that we can try
Yeah.
also when we see your success. So thank you so much for giving me time to do this interview. I have always wanted to do this. So thanks a lot. And I feel so
And
happy.
yeah, thank you so much. Actually, and I got to share my side of it. I never shared my side of it anyway, so that was a good that you just came up with this thing idea, and we got to do this. So I really thank you again, and it was a great talking with you, Bella. Thank you so much, and we'll talk later. Bye.
Bye.